Have you ever just wished your AI could understand your business? I'm not talking about the whole internet. I mean your specific reports, your internal wikis, all that private data you have. Well, today, we're going to dive into exactly how you can build AI applications that do just that.
You know, it's a frustration we've all probably felt. You ask this super powerful chatbot a question about, say, a new company policy, and nothing. It has no clue what you're talking about. And that's because these standard AI models, they're trained on general public internet data. It's like they're totally blind to anything that's happened since their training wrapped up, and they definitely can't see your private files. So how do we fix this? Well, the solution is actually pretty cool. It's all about giving the AI a brand new specialized library to read from, your library. And the two key pieces of tech that make this all possible are called RAG and prompt flow.
So first up, we've got RAG, which is short for Retrieval-Augmented Generation. The easiest way to think about it is this. Instead of making the AI rely only on what it can remember, RAG gives it a library card. So now, before it even tries to answer your question, it can go and look up the relevant facts from an outside source, like your company's own document database.
Okay, but just handing the AI a library card isn't quite enough, right? It needs to know how to use it. That's exactly where prompt flow comes in. Think of it as the recipe, or the step-by-step workflow that tells the AI precisely how to find the right info and then use it to give you a correct answer. And believe me, the difference this makes is just massive. A standard chatbot, it's just using its pre-trained data, which means you get generic answers, and sometimes it just makes stuff up. We call those hallucinations. But a RAG chatbot, it gets to access your data. That means you get current, super specific answers that are grounded in your actual documents. For trustworthiness, this is an absolute game changer. So how does this all work in practice? Well, we can actually break it all down into a 5-step journey that your question takes to get a really smart, accurate answer. Let's walk through this sample flow from Microsoft that shows exactly how it's done. All right, so our journey kicks off the second you ask a question. But the system's first job isn't to answer it, it's to really, truly understand it. I mean, think about it. If you were in a conversation, you wouldn't just respond to the very last thing someone said, right? You'd think about the whole discussion. The AI does the exact same thing. It looks back at the chat history to get the full context of what you're asking now. So what's happening here is the system combines your latest question with the background from the chat history. Then it uses a language model to basically rewrite it into a new, much clearer question. That refined query is what the rest of the system is going to work with. Okay, so now we have a really clear question. It's time to go find the clues hidden in your private data. This is where the retrieval part of RAG really comes into play. This polished-up question gets handed off to what's called an Index Lookup tool. You can think of this tool as a super fast detective that instantly searches through all your digital files, your file cabinet basically, to pull out the most relevant documents that might hold the answer.
The flow is pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. The refined question goes in, the Index Lookup tool does its magic, and out pop the documents that are most likely to help.
Okay, we've got our clear question and we've got our clues from the documents. Now, it's time to assemble all these pieces into one powerful instruction for the AI. The system grabs the info from those documents it found and bundles it all together with your question. This creates what we can call a super prompt. It's a single package that gives the AI everything it needs, your question plus the specific info required to answer it right. But hang on, there's another really cool layer here. How do we want the AI to behave? You know, should it be friendly and casual, or should it be strictly professional and factual? This is where prompt variants come in. They let us test out different instructions to control the AI's tone and style. So for example, one variant might have a system message like this, telling the AI to be a helpful, friendly assistant. This is perfect for something like a customer-facing chatbot, where you want a nice, conversational tone. But in a different situation, you might want this. A different variant could tell the AI to be a factual expert and to only use the information it was given. This is absolutely critical for making sure the answer is grounded and prevents the AI from just guessing or speculating. All right, we've done it. We've refined the question, we've found the evidence, and we've packaged it all up with really clear instructions. We are at the final step, getting our answer. This whole super prompt package is finally sent off to the main language model. And because of all this prep work, the AI isn't just guessing anymore. It's not just relying on its old training data. It is using the specific, relevant context we just gave it to build its answer.
And that's the real payoff of this whole thing. You get answers that aren't just relevant and specific to your data, but answers you can actually trust, because you know exactly where the information came from.
When you think about it, this technology really changes the entire game. It closes the gap between the huge knowledge of a general AI and the specific, private knowledge that makes your world go round. And that leaves us with one final, very exciting question. Now that an AI can finally learn your data, what are you going to build with it?